What up, everyone? Oh boy, what a day I've had. So by the time this video gets out, it'll probably be a few days after, but when I'm recording this now, this morning was when my Infinity Crate review went live, and holy shit did that ever blow up. That got heated quick, like it really blew up. So I just wanted to touch on that really quick because a lot's happened. So much has happened in a 24-hour period. So much new information has come up that's very important to the story. But unfortunately, that's not what this video is about. I wanted to talk about it really quick and let you know that I'm going to be doing a video of it later in my monthly review. Because the fact of the matter is, I still got to keep this channel going. I still got to do my monthly boxes because I'm still so behind. So I still got to do 3 more boxes for the month of June, because we're still in June, because I'm way behind. So I gotta do that, and then when I get to my monthly review, I'm gonna talk about the whole story of what happened with Infinity Crate. I'll have all the information by that point, and there's a lot of need to know information because a lot's come up. So I just want to start off this video by saying, haven't forgot about it. I'm not ignoring that or anything like that. I'm handling it. An investigation is underway. Legal matters might be taking place. So there's a whole shitstorm of stuff that's going on, but I need to figure that out. And hopefully by the time my monthly review is recorded, I'll have all the information. So I just want to let everyone know it's still pertinent, it's still on my mind, but in the meantime, we still have boxes to do, so look forward to that. But I would just like to say thanks to all my viewers. Like, thank you for everyone that supported me, that blew up the Facebook. Like, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the support. I really do appreciate it. And I'll be naming out people. I'll be doing giveaways, a whole bunch of fun stuff. So that's to come. So stay tuned to that. But in the meantime, we still have boxes to review. So I got to catch up on the month of June because I'm still behind. Like, we're almost into August and I haven't even finished June's boxes. So that's why I said, like, I got to do this stuff. Like, I can't put this aside anymore. So anyway, it seems kind of weird to talk about anything else when there's so much important stuff going on, but we have a review. So we've got my Geek box, and this is the last box I'm getting from them. Everyone knows that what I went through with them. I had lots of trouble, but the reason I came back to this company was because I heard they had an exclusive pop, an exclusive sculpt, exclusive to this box, exclusive to the UK, blah blah blah. So everyone was looking forward to this, but let's see what we got. So first off, we got a t-shirt here. So it says Mutant Academy Athletic Department. So this is a play on the X-Men, I'm assuming, but the weird thing is it doesn't say Xavier on there. Like, the whole X-Men thing is Xavier's School for Gifted Mutants. This says Mutant Academy, Academy for Gifted Mutants, so it's the same thing, but they don't really say Xavier. I think that's for, like, copyright purposes. I don't think they could put it on there, but so it's kind of a meh shirt because it's just writing on there, and it would have been cool if it was like an advertisement for Xavier's School, but it's almost kind of just like a play on that. So I wasn't a huge fan of this shirt because you'd have to kind of know X-Men pretty well to get the reference, and it's not even a direct reference to that. So this shirt was kind of a little bit weird, and it just looks weird. It just looks like a regular college shirt unless you like really read into it. And it's the Gildan Heavy Cotton, but so not terrible or anything, but it was just kind of a meh shirt. So there's that. And then the big reveal, the reason I got this box, is the exclusive pop. So we have an unmasked Cyclops. Now there's a lot to know about this thing. So the whole reason I got this was for this exclusive pop. Like, that was the entire reason. But I came across bad news right before this box came out and found out it's actually not entirely exclusive. Funko made an announcement that said exclusivity is only region specific. So this is exclusive to the UK, this box in the UK, but America is also getting this, and it'll be a Hot Topic exclusive, which was such a bummer because I went through so much trouble to get this box specifically and get this pop figure. So that was such a bummer to hear that it's not really exclusive and that we'll be able to get it at Hot Topic. It's still an exclusive, so it's slightly more rare than the average pop, but still, like, that was such a bummer. I was so excited to get one that only the UK had, because this is the first time it was ever happening. But then the reality of the situation is the UK's never going to get exclusive pops. We're going to have the same ones here. It'll just be exclusive to a different area. So that was kind of a disappointment to hear, and I'm bummed out that Funko pulled that at the last minute. But either way, it is still a cool pop. I actually do really like this. Like the Unmasked Cyclops, like the 90s one, is a really cool figure. I actually really like it. So I still like the figure. The cool thing about it is, or one good thing about it is that even though we will be getting this in the US, this is slightly a little bit rarer just because of the sticker here. Something I learned about Comic-Con exclusives, like over the last weekend Comic-Con was around and they had all the Comic-Con exclusives. But they also released a few of them to Barnes & Noble and some other stores. But the funny thing is, the Comic-Con exclusives are selling so much more than the Barnes & Noble ones for higher prices, even though they're the exact same figure. And the reason is, literally, just that little tiny sticker. That little tiny sticker makes no difference other than it has a sticker just showing where it came from, actually added more value, very surprisingly. If you go online and look up the exact figures they had at Comic-Con, the Comic-Con sticker ones will be selling for more than the other ones, which is so weird and crazy, but it is what it is. So it is a little bit rarer just because it has that sticker. I don't think it's incredibly rare regardless, but it does give it a little tiny bit more value because it does say My Geek Box European exclusive. So it actually came from Europe, got the European sticker, so that does add a little bit more value to it. Now, another thing I was slightly disappointed about, they said it was going to be an exclusive sculpt. Now, most of us think the same thing a generic person would think when you hear that. An exclusive sculpt, something that was molded specifically for that thing. And I learned recently that that's not the case for these pop figures. The exclusive sculpt isn't actually an exclusive sculpt. So, as you'll notice, a lot of the exclusive sculpts are always unmasked versions of characters. And you can tell, like, if you look up close, I'll show a better picture at the end, of his head, it's just a very generic head. This head actually came from another figure. So, I thought they were going to mold it specifically for this box, but all they did was take the Cyclops body and a generic head that they used on another figure and then repainted it and put it on. It's still exclusive, but it's less exciting than I assumed because I thought it would have been molded specifically for this, but then I found out they're just mixing and matching parts. So they still can put exclusive mold, but it wasn't molded exclusively for this, if that makes sense. So again, it doesn't make it bad or anything. It was just a little bit of a bummer. Like it's just kind of when you look under the curtains behind something and see how it's made, and it's just not as exciting as you thought. Like, and again, it doesn't make a huge difference or anything, but I was a little bummed out about that. But that doesn't make it bad or anything. It is still a cool figure. So I'm rambling on about this a whole lot, but at the end of the day, it is a cool figure, and I still do like it. When they first announced this back in April, someone had mentioned like they're pretty sure it's an unmasked Cyclops, and I didn't really believe him at the time because it was months before it came out, but they were right. Like, someone apparently had an in with the company and knew. But yeah, it's still a bummer that it won't be exclusive specifically to that, because that would have been so much more exciting. But that's why I'm okay with canceling boxes like this, because I came to the realization UK's never, or any other country's never going to have Pops exclusive to that country, because they'll just release them here in America as well, exclusive to a different company. So that's kind of a bummer, and that's why I'm okay with not getting any more UK boxes, because there's nothing special about them, and it costs extra to ship them here, so the value is never going to be super high. So anyway, ramble, unmasked Cyclops pop figure. Cool figure, I liked it. Alright, moving on, what else do we got here? So we got some pins, or as they call them, buttons or badges. I call them pins here in America. I don't know what everyone else calls them. But assorted DC ones. We got some Batman, some Superman, some Flash. They're like vintage style pins, but they're branded DC pins. So that's actually pretty cool. They're not ones that they made in-house, which is kind of nice to see. So got some DC pins. Next, we got some cards. Now these look like playing cards. They look collectible because they have pictures on them and stuff, but they have all kinds of symbols in the corner. Again, I'll put better pictures at the end. They look really nice. They're very thick and sturdy, but there's all kinds of symbols in the corner, which I'm assuming means these are for some kind of game. I'm not sure what the game is, but it came with a lot of them. It comes with 25, and they have nice pictures on them, and some of them are holographic. I'll put some better pictures at the end so you can get a closer look, but just got some cards here. Then we got a little bit of candy, some Now and Later soft chews, Just a little 6-pack of these. So that's cool, nothing special about that. But I'm going to eat one because I want one. And then we got one more item. Good. Last item, a mouse pad. Darth Maul. It's one of the sturdy mouse pads, it's not a flimsy one. We've been getting a lot of mouse pads lately, just in general. I don't know what brought this random trend of mouse pads the past like month or two, but we got a mouse pad. Star Wars, it's actually a branded Star Wars mouse pad. Cool, that works. So, that was all the items in the box. Let's go back through them and talk about some value. Alright, time for some value and a rating. So this shirt, I'll still give it my standard $12 to $15 range, but you know, I don't know if it deserves it that much because it only has one color to it. It doesn't have like a picture or anything on it, and when you're printing tees, they usually charge by the color, so that's kind of the cheaper end of t-shirts, and it wasn't that cool, so I'm very hesitant to actually give it the 12 to 15. I might value them closer to 10. But I'll throw them a bone here and still give them 12 to 15 just for argument's sake, even though you could definitely argue that's not quite worth that. It's probably worth less than that. But we'll just give them a little credit there. But 12 to 15, sure. Our pins here, so this would actually go for like $2 or $3. Normally pins would be $1 or less because they usually very clearly make them themselves. But these are actually nicer quality and they look vintage and it's branded DC. So I'd actually give these like $2 or $3. Not a ton, but a little more than ones that they just make themselves. So that's cool. Then we got our cards. These are clearly from some kind of game, and you get a lot of them, so this could be as cheap as like $1, but considering you got so many and they're like thick, like nice quality cards and they're printed well, this might actually go for like $2 or $3, maybe. But again, you might be able to find them for $1, but I'm going to put them at $2 or $3. I give them a little more value to help them out. So there's that. Then our mouse pad. This is only like $5 or $6. There's nothing very special about it. Mouse pads are so easy to come by. Like, I've known so many companies that hand out mouse pads for free as gifts and stuff like that. And you can get mouse pads printed yourselves. Like, the same people that make t-shirts, they also always usually make like mugs, mouse pads, posters. You can get pretty much anything, so they're just not that hard to come by or make. And it's not a branded like mousepad company per se, as far as I can see really, but yeah, so like $5 or $6 is fair just for a random mousepad. Then we got our pop figure. So standard pricing on pop figures is $10, but I'm gonna actually put a range of like 10 to 12 on there because I think it gets a little more credit for being somewhat exclusive. Now, I don't think this is going to be super rare because, like I said, it's going to be released in America, and it's only going to be Hot Topic exclusive, which they're just not hard to get. Hot Topic always has tons of stock of everything, so I don't think it'll be very rare. I've seen this selling online for a high price, but I think that's only because it hasn't been released in America yet. So I would have valued it more because of what I've seen it sold online, but I feel like as soon as it does get released here in America and it's out to the public, I really don't think it's going to add very much value, if any at all, to it. So I'm going to put 10 to 12, but you know, it could go up in value, but we'll have to see. Either way, it still was cool. Even if it wasn't super rare, it is at least exclusive somewhat, so that was cool to see. So they get a little bit of credit for that. So, with those values, on the low end we get about 31, and on the high end we get about 39. So I paid over 40 for this box after like shipping and everything like that. I think it was like 41, maybe a little bit more than that. So you did lose money on it, even on the high end. So all things considered, I'm going to give it a 4.5 because you did lose money on it, which is unfortunate. And most of the things were very generic and the t-shirt wasn't that cool, but you did get an exclusive pop, so at least there's effort in there. And like I said, it's not horribly rare. You probably wouldn't make barely any money if you tried to sell it. You get a little bit of value out of it, but that's the reason it got a higher score. It would have gotten much lower because most of the time, like I said, generic stuff and not good quality, low on value, and you lost money. But that exclusive pop did bring it up quite a bit, so I think 4.5 is pretty decent. But that's kind of the only thing this box had going for it. Everything else you could have found very easily in America for very cheap, and I was kind of pretty generous with those values, to be quite honest. So the only thing this box really had going for it was the exclusive pop. I think that would make up most of the value. And this, like I said about the European sticker on it, that might give it some more value. I've yet to see exactly how much, but so the value actually could go up on this a little bit over time, depending on exactly how rare Hot Topic makes it. But that's to be seen, so we'll see about that. So let me know what you guys thought about that. Let me know how you like the pop figure and the rest of the box and the rating as usual. Come talk to me. Let's chat about it. So, and stay tuned for the monthly review and more talk about Infinity Crate. So again, thank you all for watching. Love you all. Peace.